Hello and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host Greg from the Lewiston City Library. Joining me today is Jen Bruns from Idaho Fish and Game. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on the show today.
Glad to be here, as always.
Well, I think the big thing that is on my mind right now is we're in a new year. It's going to be 2015.
Right.
I'm a fisherman. What do I need to know before I go hit the water?
Right. Like you said, a lot of folks in our valley are probably asking that same question. So this is a great time to start thinking about getting your new license for the new year. And all those 2014 licenses expired on December 31st. So now's the time to start thinking about getting those licenses for both resident and non-resident. So the 2015 license needs again to start January 1st. And even though some of our fishing seasons and some of our upland game bird seasons, as well as mountain lion hunting, even though those seasons go into the new year, that 2014 license did expire December 31st. So just remember that you're going to have to get that new license even though the season continues.
And are there any reminders that you want to send out there to hunters or anglers heading into the field and streams this new year?
Yeah, so, and again, even though we've got that federal migratory waterfowl stamp and the trapping license, that goes until June. So that is the one license that does extend into June, more of our fiscal year, but all those other licenses would be just for the calendar year. And just the cost, just to remind folks for residents, the cost of a hunting license is $12.75 for 1 year, and the fishing license is $25.75. But we also have a combination option for both hunting and fishing, and that's $33.50, so a good deal there. And then just as of this last year, there's the option to get a 3-year license, and that also saves folks a lot of money, and they can get that license, purchase it right on the license. It has the 3-year time requirement on there, so you can just keep that license, keep a hold of it, don't lose it, because there is a fee for replacement, but there also is that option to save some money for those 3 years.
That's great. And so speaking of buying a new license, I mean, I know where to go. You clearly know where to go. Let's talk about someone who maybe just moved to the valley recently, has never obtained an Idaho fishing license, hunting license,
Sure.
is excited to be here, excited to get out and experience the great outdoors here. Where can they go to purchase these licenses?
Sure, a great question. So anybody can always go to our Fish and Game office Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But yes, if you're looking for a license on a weekend and we're not open, any of our vendors, which is a lot of the sporting goods stores, Camp Cabin and Home in North Lewiston, Black Sheep, Sports Authority, Sportsman's Warehouse, Tri-State, any of those would also have licenses, as well as even Walmart. So those are some places to go if you're in an outlying area and you're looking to get a fishing license. A lot of the gas stations in some of our smaller communities would have that ability as well.
And what do people need to get a license? Do they need a valid driver's license? Can they just go in? How long?
Yep, you'd have to have a Idaho driver's license to purchase a resident license. So, and you also have to say, okay, you've been in the state for 6 months, so you have that Idaho driver's license, and then that's all you'll need to purchase that at any vendor.
That's great. And I also understand there are lifetime licenses you can purchase. How do those work?
Okay,
can you tell us about those?
Sure, great question. So you can purchase those. They do have to be obtained from a Fish and Game office. Regional office, so here in Lewiston on 16th Street, you can come pick those up every year. So even though you have the lifetime license, you still need to just come pick it up every year. And then it also can be obtained by mailing our headquarters office in Boise, and that can just be mailed. The address is on our website. And for more information, you can sure call us too at 799-5010, and we'll be happy to talk about your options for lifetime licenses. There's a breakdown depending on your age, or if you're wanting to get it for your granddaughter, grandson, or one of your children. There's options for that. Depending on the age, there's different prices too. So usually the younger you are, if you want to get your son or daughter or grandkid started in the sport, it's going to cost you a lot less at that point to get them a lifetime license. So something to think about when they're young.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And then something that's a great birthday present. I mean,
absolutely, and it's also valid if this person moves to another state, it's also still valid for the license. They would still have to pay non-resident tag fees, but it saves them a lot for the license every year if they do move out of state.
oh, that was going to be my next question
Yeah.
too. I mean, who knows where kids are going to land when they're young and get a lifetime license. And what is the
Exactly.
minimum age that you need to get a hunting, fishing license?
That's also a great question. So for hunting licenses, if you purchase a lifetime license, you could start that at birth. You could start that at age 0. But for fishing licenses, the minimum age is 14. So anyone over the age of 14 would need to get a fishing license valid in Idaho.
That's great. And do you have any other reminders about our hunting, fishing licenses or any changes?
I think that we covered most of it. Another popular option I'll just talk about real quick is our sportsman's package. And so if it's somebody that maybe hasn't thought about that yet, but it is a really great deal as well as a package deal that you get your hunting and fishing license as well as your salmon and steelhead permits, as well as many of the tags. So you have the deer, elk, bear, turkey, mountain lion, wolf. All of those tags are included in that package deal, and that's only just over $124 for that package. So it saves you, I think it's over $50 at least to be able to get it in those. Even if you're not going to use all of those tags, it still saves you quite a bit. And if you think you want to have the option to hunt any of those species, that might be the way to go.
Oh, it sounds great. And that's something I haven't thought of in the past personally, but
Right.
now it's piqued my interest.
Right, something to think about, sure.
Definitely. And to kind of segue here, I see you have some interesting looking birdhouses, it seems to be here. Would you like to talk about these a little bit?
Yeah, so now's a great time to start thinking about these. We have some different styles of birdhouses. This one here is obviously very small, but it's designed more for a wren. And we have this one here as well that could also be designed for a wren or a little bit bigger version of this. We have available at our Fish and Game office starting at $7, and all the donations for these boxes go to our Lewiston Wildlife Habitat area, which is located behind our office, just a 5-acre area that's open to the public 24/7 and 365 days of the year. It's open free of charge to come through. And so all those proceeds will go to that area. We have these bird boxes available, again, starting at $7. We have bat boxes and wood duck boxes for $20 that we're asking for the minimum donation. And then we also have bird feeders. And all the wood for the boxes that are made out of cedar was donated from Idaho Forest Group here in Lewiston. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
Oh, that's great. And then who assembles these?
Volunteers. Yeah, we have a bigger version of these boxes that for bluebirds, designed for bluebirds, that our group of volunteers have built. These smaller boxes are built by another gentleman in town that primarily focuses on these different designs. So all volunteer labor that was put into them as well.
And so this is a good time going into spring because our state bird comes back that time of year, correct?
Exactly. So again, this is a great time of year. If you already have bluebird houses up or any type of bird houses up, this is a great time of year to get those cleaned out and get them ready for those migrants when they start coming in. Bluebirds can start arriving down here in the valley with the warmer weather starting as early as the end of February, in the beginning of March. So now's a great time to get those boxes prepped, and if you don't have any boxes, get them up now and get them ready for those early arrivals.
And so those of us like myself who don't currently have a box but probably will soon, do you have any tips on where they should be placed, how to care for them?
Yeah, we do. We give out little pamphlets at the office that give a little bit of information about where to place those. We recommend, bluebirds are very territorial, so we recommend that if you're putting them on a standard fence line that they should be spaced at least every other fence post to give them some room to move. They spend a lot of energy being territorial and fighting that they could be used for reproductive success, so just kind of keep that in mind and then place them about 4 to 6 feet above ground for easy maintenance. Again, so folks can get in there every year and make sure you get them cleaned out and repair them if they need repairs. And then also just keep in mind as far as placement that to keep them out of the prevailing winds and to keep them out of that hot afternoon sun. So placing them, we usually recommend either on the north or east side of a fence post or a tree if you're going to put them up. Otherwise, just so they don't get too hot.
And then we've talked a lot about bluebirds, mountain bluebirds. Why the focus on bluebirds right now?
Well, our bluebird numbers have really declined over the years. We're starting to see more and more come back into the valley. In the past handful of years that we've been selling these boxes, it seems like the numbers are getting back to growing in our area. But really, the competition with some of our non-native birds, such as the house sparrow, also known as the English sparrow, and the starlings, there've really been a lot of competition there with nesting sites. So we're just really trying to encourage more spaces for these nest boxes out there so that the bluebirds have more of a chance to nest as well.
That's great. Is there any way, say, an average Joe like myself could attract a specific species of bird, or is it just kind of first come, first serve?
Usually first come, first serve. If you start noticing different types of birds in your yard that you want to provide a home for, once they make residence in your box, that's when you can start to tell what type of bird depending on the nest. And there's many different resources. We have some booklets at the office that talk about what materials they use and what might mean depending on that bird species. So bluebirds usually make kind of a grass nest. Other birds use different materials such as sticks. So just something to think about when you're looking at those nests. And if you have an English sparrow using that nest box, and you can tell that it's an English sparrow nest based on the information that we can provide for you, just go ahead and feel free to remove that material and discourage them from using it so that other birds can, more native birds, are encouraged to use those boxes.
That's some great advice.
Great.
I really like these. I really like these. So do you have anything else to add today? Is there anything that you would have liked to say that we haven't had a chance to cover yet today?
Again, just come up and visit our habitat area if you get the chance. We have all these boxes available. We're open, again, during the week. We're available for questions, 799-5010. Give us a call. If you have any questions, we're really fortunate in Idaho to have many different species to hunt, long hunting seasons, fishing seasons like you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those regulations can honestly be kind of complicated. So if you have questions, you want to get it all worked out before you head out into the field, again, just a reminder, just give us a call and we can talk you through it. And also on our website, we have a hunt planner with different maps available. So that's also a great place to start when you start planning your hunt and thinking about where you want to go in Idaho and what species you want to hunt.
Well, a lot of great information. Really appreciate having you on the show, as always.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here. And on behalf of our guest, Jen Bruns, myself, and everyone else here, we'll see you next time on City Beat.